like CT sides more in general. So maps he felt like are more comfortable and more liked when they're a little bit CT favored. So perfectly balanced he felt like was not actually the best answer. Doesn't really have anything to do with Mirage. It's a pretty balanced map, I think, but I think in general, it's kind of comfy to just sit in a spot, hold your favorite angle,
That's what I mean.
know all your nades.
I prefer reaction to action, because it's easier. But, all right, Shush. How does he make that look so easy? Electronic peeks in, just gets one tapped. And now that's Palace control very much in the back pocket of Heroic. Simple's going to stick around, though, with the ramp play as the bomb moves elsewhere. Thought maybe it was going to look to conjoin into this A site, you know, 2 connector, 2 out ramp, but no, Boomich has other ideas.
Oh, that was sharp.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that brings it, that changes the round. You can see Simple immediately. Like CT sides more in general, so maps he felt like are more comfortable and more liked when they're a little bit CT favored. So perfectly balanced he felt like was not actually the best answer. Doesn't really have anything to do with Mirage. It's a pretty balanced map, I think, but I think in general, it's kind of
reaction to action. How does he make that look so easy? Electronic peeks in, just gets one tapped. And now that's Palace control very much in the back pocket of Heroic. Simple's going to stick around, though, with the ramp play as the bomb moves elsewhere. Thought maybe it was going to look to conjoin into this A site, you know, 2 connector, 2 out ramp, but no, Boomich has other ideas.
Oh, that was sharp.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that brings it, that changes the round. You can see Simple immediately. Like CT sides more in general, so maps he felt like are more comfortable and more liked when they're a little bit CT favored. So perfectly balanced he felt like was not actually the best answer. Doesn't really have anything to do with Mirage. It's a pretty balanced map, I think, but I think in general, it's kind of
reaction to action. How does he make that look so easy? Electronic peeks in, just gets one tapped. And now that's Palace control very much in the back pocket of Heroic. Simple's going to stick around, though, with the ramp play as the bomb moves elsewhere. Thought maybe it was going to look to conjoin into this A site, you know, 2 connector, 2 out ramp, but no, Boomich has other ideas.
Oh, that was sharp.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that brings it, that changes the round. You can see Simple immediately. Like CT sides more in general, so maps he felt like are more comfortable and more liked when they're a little bit CT favored. So perfectly balanced he felt like was not actually the best answer. Doesn't really have anything to do with Mirage. It's a pretty balanced map, I think, but I think in general, it's kind of
reaction to action. How does he make that look so easy? Electronic peeks in, just gets one tapped. And now that's Palace control very much in the back pocket of Heroic. Simple's going to stick around, though, with the ramp play as the bomb moves elsewhere. Thought maybe it was going to look to conjoin into this A site, you know, 2 connector, 2 out ramp, but no, Boomich has other ideas.
changes the round. You can see Simple immediately. Like CT sides more in general, so maps he felt like are more comfortable and more liked when they're a little bit CT favored. So perfectly balanced he felt like was not actually the best answer. Doesn't really have anything to do with Mirage. It's a pretty balanced map, I think, but I think in general, it's kind of
reaction to action. How does he make that look so easy? Electronic peeks in, just gets one tapped. And now that's Palace control very much in the back pocket of Heroic. Simple's going to stick around, though, with the ramp play as the bomb moves elsewhere. Thought maybe it was going to look to conjoin into this
a bit, but now they're not sleeping. They're awake. They're very much awake. You can see the whites of their eyes.
crocodiles in the lower bracket. And Heroic, they didn't bring anything to bridge this moat. Simple. Eats the flash. There's the USP primed. Now Katie, okay, just needed 2 more. Refresh will come through with that 5-7, but it's electronic to bail them out of the pressure, and Tesses is left. I thought, oh, not even, dude. Everybody's so sharp from NaVi.
Yeah.
This is the comeback. This is the you know, the normal world returning.
Yeah, yeah. At least something's returning to normal. At the expense of the poor Heroic boys. Wow, it's going to be a quick day, I think.
At least they get a gun. Don't you say that yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, they made the fake comeback yesterday.
Yep.
So
They're awake.
Double op setup as well. When in doubt, double op it out.
Crocodiles in the lower bracket.
Of course. And Heroic comes at the cost.
oh,
of
refresh
Philly.
hopping. That's the secret.
There it is.
That's what they were hiding the whole time.
The flash. There's the USP prime. I'm down.
We never got this. We didn't get to see it yesterday. So.
Let's see what he's got. Ooh, prime spore up nicely for the peak. Boomage caught off guard by that one. A 5v4 for Heroic. The winds of change are blowing across Mirage, Launders. The normal world returning. Unless Simple just takes all the wind out of the sails. We'll see. It's the 4v4 right back. Then the peak from underpass punish, but Perfecto catches it, and the double op does come through. Cadian able to make the difference and maintain the 3v2.
Okay.
What's next?
Now it's like a mid-round, but favorable for Heroic on this CT side. And Tessis has also just taken the baton and walked all the way through the B-apps, looking for a full flank on mid, or maybe he'll just post up and wait. There's always the possibility they come back through underpass or really late up into here, so, you know, not a huge amount of... There's actually more onus on him to stay alive than there is for him to, you know, seek out more information, so we'll see how he plays it. Right now he's up there in that snacksy position, on top of the garbage bags. And yeah, once again we see this kind of mid-round over towards mid, because sometimes that's the lesser played spot from the CT side, but with 20 seconds to go, they will have to start running soon. However, it looks like they're well unspotted for the moment. And now it's just about how they read it. And you can see Electronics thinking about maybe he's up in halls. And Tessis finds a good timing. Oh, somehow the plan will go. Somehow.
Oh, imagine a world where he wins this. Oh, he just saw 2. He saw 2 of them. He's got the flash. He knows as well that Tessis is back in apartment. Simple. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Yeah, with the op there as well.
Lie down, give up, let them have a 4th. They will close with 3 players standing as well, so that's enough to stage something for Heroic, but, you know, how much of a something before it's a nothing, we'll find out. Both ops will be saved, and that's going to be crucial. That was that very quick trade from Perfecto, but then also straight away punished.
Wind Ranger does the evasion bonus.
Is that a Dota reference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Valve games.
Yeah. I think that's why they like you. They're also a Dota player. Rest in peace, Underlords. Why? What's wrong with it?
Literally, they
just stopped. Okay.
Yeah, they just stopped. Dead. They extended the battle pass for like 5 more years or something. No, seriously, they actually put that up. It's just dead. Like oh man, I actually like that game a lot.
See you in 2027 for new content. Perfecto fired his feet. Lie down, give up. Let them have a 4th. They will smokes all over the map right now. He's gonna get real close, real personal with Tesses. We'll find out. Looks to, yep, fall back. Okay. No risk being taken here with the 3-man B setup for Heroic.
Yeah, that's cool. Take a page. Wind Ranger says the evasion bonus. There's still some options, but okay, let's see. Refresh. You got an Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's the secret. That's the secret sauce right there.
But he does lose Tesses in apps, so refresh. A 3rd.
More.
Come on.
Hot action refresh.
Fired up.
Eat your heart out.
They extended the battle pass for like 5 more
The
years.
war machine's rolling. And as Bit tries to creep into the A site, he'll be caught by Shush. It is only Simple left over. But the words only and simple, they don't gel. Perfecto fired his feet. Who's up first? Cadian close. Smokes all over the map right now. Shush moving around still towards Palace. Just jump spotting this. Sure enough, runs forward. Cadian's got his back, and that's the end of that. Refresh, great round. Double ops, back-to-back, impact.
We've been joking a lot today, obviously, because it's just it feels like the stomp right now. I mean, I think the numbers don't lie. But we weren't joking about the fact that they had been bringing up, there was something about, you know, this having Borup on the team where something was going to change. And the immediate thought is, okay, Borup's just going to pick up some Astound stuff like offing. But turns out refreshes. And it's looking good so far. Yeah, that's cool.
The reward for their effort? Heroic just versus pistols this time. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Well,
it was looking good.
Yeah, it was. Emphasis on the was. Now refresh is no longer. Wow. One of the two offs instantly dropped. Crazy to me that CT's, I mean, there's no movement or rotate closer towards the B site, maybe because the smoke's up. TeSeS feels like he's got it under control, but his hands are busy. Gone but never forgotten. Borup's getting close.
Oh, man.
Is
just waiting for this.
You think he's got it?
I don't know. He always hits headshots. Oh, not this time.
Not this time.
Ooh.
Off of the mark. And TeSeS, well, he's going to take that deep peek, but just as the T crosses back, he's going to fade away. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome. 55 seconds. NaVi's still fighting with the 4v4.
CT side's the more fun side. Scope. Oh, yo.
Nice. That was good synergy. Able to double it up.
Oh,
Still, you know, it's these 1-in-1s. It's getting scary. We're down to the 30-second mark. There's going to be a crunch. Oh, and he just got by the cat push, but Cadian, I think, spots him. So that's going to be a rotate into B. Deeg fires off. Scope up from Cadian. Nice flick into Electronic, and TeSeS, well, he nullifies the cat play, ends it versus Simple, and Heroic start to get this going. Now, you know, if we're coming into this match and you didn't get to see Heroic yesterday, the problem was their T sides, you know, and then by nature of that, in their CT sides, they didn't really have a margin of error, so yeah, those got cut short too. Yeah. But we saw we saw Heroic's style, Heroic's persona, and their success in these defensive halves.
Yeah,
so far so good.
We saw good CT side, so yeah, they'll make it competitive. But yeah, you put it perfectly. It's just if any small thing goes wrong, that's just where it all ends. They just didn't put up enough rounds in that first half, so we'll see. The long, hard grind all the way back to 15 for Heroic just to get to overtime.
Yeah, that's the real nail in the coffin, right? 15th already secured.
We'll see how they deal with this. Electronic definitely saw his foot there, but he has to worry about the low flash and everything like that. So, well, they get some info on the setup.
Nice nade.
Let's see how they organize around it. It's interesting the way that they're playing the A ramp. They have Refresh kind of watching Halls with the one in the site, and they have Cadian holding on to connector.
Electronic knows.
He's just gearing up to pre-fire this, basically.
Yeah.
Gotta assume. Waiting for the flash.
Perfect. Oh, perfect.
Jesus, that flash hit him too. Oh.
Just spotting the feet of Shush as he gets into position is all they need for that flash, and it is perfect. He played it so slow, so patient. Yeah. You saw him looking at his teammate's screen, communicating like, nah, I got this. And sure enough, 5v3 off the back, an immediate redirection as well. Maybe because this B site has at times been underplayed, and TeSeS is on his own. Finds Perfecto, but does lose more than half his health. TeSeS not able to get more than that one, and his Boomich locks in mid despite being on 6 HP. This is it. NaVi ending Heroic on Mirage. Just by nature, of course, of such a lopsided first half. A non-existent margin of error. What a perfect setup. Or rather, what a perfect dismantling of the setup.
Sure.
The flash is
he just
10 on 10.
That little bit of information means so much, right? I mean, maybe you don't always flash that, but in that situation, Electronic knew he was up there. Once you get on the base, you're comfortable.
Cadian, ooh, he's got two, but the flashbang, that's going to end him. Not able to recover in the 1v4 attempt. A 16-6 close here on Mirage. And the party, Launders, moves to Nuke. That's where NaVi have decided to take this series. A map that no longer has a ridiculous win streak, but is obviously still their backyard and their comfort zone. So, dire straits here for Heroic with elimination on the line.
And your sneak, okay, let me
I'm
put up
running,
some
bro.
volume up for sneaking. This was fun.
Fly, yeah?
Good luck. Oh! Cheater, man.
I didn't want to knife you, man. You're old.
Oh, yeah. No! Oh, just wait, man. Sorry, man. You surfing again? You nerd, man!
I couldn't see you. I was searching you.
Short. Sorry. You see, when I get straight up aim, dude, insta kill, man. And your sneak, okay, let
No,
me
I'm
put up
running,
some
bro.
volume up for sneaking.
But it's only 6 rounds or what?
I don't know. What? Oh, I have to be a little bit serious then, okay.
Между. Меня убил, прочекал.
Ты серия крыша, братан.
Между.
Я
Бомба.
мид биту себе, да-да.
Как тебя мид
Стенку,
бьет?
бьете стенку?
Пикаю стенку.
Аккуратно мид
Мид.
забил, по-моему. Слышали?
Флэш
Или-
от коном дал, флэш от коном
Передовой,
дал.
подвезить мид.
Хорош.
Убил, по-моему. Аккуратно мид, крыса.
Чекаю мид.
Кон ворвался.
Мид убил.
Кон сар ворвался.
Справа.
на тебя.
Также справа.
Кон. Кон.
Я релоуд.
Проживи.
Я живу.
Кон вас. Хорош.
Кон на миде дал 99,9.
Который за белым?
Да.
NaVi back to winning form as they tear Heroic limb from limb on their own map pick. Mirage is swiftly wrapped up in the CIS squad's favour, and order has been restored, gentlemen. This was a NaVi we were expecting to show up to the tournament. Every single player stepping up on the side of NaVi.
Yeah, looking much better today for NaVi. Of course, all the players stepping up. Electronic having a good game, Sybil having a good game, and in general, not a lot of resistance coming out of Heroic. And I think that's a talking point as well, to have that. We may, I wouldn't say we underestimate, the lack of stun on the server, but I think it's clear to see that Heroic, without that synergy in between all 5 players, that's what kept them in the fight. That's what kept them in the game against NaVi. That's why they're able to pressure them in a lot of the tournaments. As soon as that's missing, individually speaking, there's just no match at all in the Heroic squad.
Yeah, a couple of one-sided games for us here in a row now. Would be nice to get an exciting game, a close game, but that's just how it is when NaVi decides to show up and play like we know they can, right? We can see players individually as well stepping up, the stars playing much better and just looking more polished as a team as well. I think that was definitely a wake-up call yesterday against Team Liquid.
Yeah, no, I like that word. Polish is definitely correct when we're looking over on the side of NaVi. We've got to talk about some of the individuals to start this conversation off. I want to bring up Electronic first.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of bring up any member of the NaVi squad, but the fact that we're seeing him just being so impactful yet again on this map, when it wasn't even their own pick coming into the series.
It's the firepower, it's the explosiveness on the server. He's an entry fragger as well. He does it all. You saw him close out the game with a fantastic double kill with the AK as well, starting out fine in the pistol round. Electronic is a player that as of late, has been playing as well as he has throughout his entire career. I feel like you never really see him fall through. He may have a couple of bad games once in a while, but overall and throughout an entire year, he's just always consistent. And when he's playing at this level and he's then backed up by Symbol, backed up by Perfecto, backed up by Bit, then what are you supposed to do if you're Heroic? There's just not enough firepower on the server to shut this man down.
And of course, mechanically, he's very solid, but it's his game sense that separates him from other players. I mean, you saw that kill through the smoke in top connector to kill the bomb planter. That's a round-winning kill, because by the time they can pick up the bomb and get to plant, again, the smoke is gone, which means it's not safe anymore. I mean, even with the smoke, it wasn't safe when Electronic was alive. So, yeah, just you can see here, even with 25 kills most on the server, just a very, very dominant performance from Electronic.
Yeah, and I'd like that you bring up the kind of dynamic duo that we would associate more traditionally with NaVi, with that of Simple, obviously just shy of making the same amount of kills as Electronic as well. And it's interesting when we kind of talk about NaVi now, the fact that we don't have to bring up this duo is hard carrying the squad, but it's great to see them shining again when you come on the server.
Yeah, of course, when they can play at this level together and when they can make it happen together, it's always nice to see Simple and Electronic to go back into their old ways. The thing is with NaVi now and the way they've been playing lately and why they're so consistent is they have Bit, as this third wheel, and even sometimes, Bit is the best player on the server. So they just have so many different strings to play off. So even if you shut down Simple or if Electronic is having a bad game, there's always another player you have to take account for. Perfecto as well with the clutches. So it's getting a little bit, tiresome to talk about it all the time. But when you look at NaVi right now, they may be the most complete roster out there.
Actually, this game was a little bit similar to the Vitality Astralis game, just turned on its head, right? Because you could see how on the T side, Heroic was also trying to, go down fast mid, maybe do a fast split or just fake that and then explode onto A, right? Just kind of draw a little bit of attention to mid, hit the A bomb side. But the problem is now he was actually fighting and winning some of those fights or getting the information. Then the anchor was playing well, that when the initial hit comes in, he at least gets a kill or survives or just straight up, they just kill them all, right? So that's the difference. You see what sort of a half you can have if you can shut that down early, or if you cannot, what Vitality did to Astralis, where they were just like running over them, basically.
Yeah, an incredible performance from the side of NaVi. And we do have a few thoughts from Blade after that victory.
I've got Blade with me in between the maps now. You demolished Heroic on their map pick, but Blade, you're telling me you're still not happy. I love your attitude to this though, right? How do you view the game compared to other people? Like, what's your perfect game plan?
I'm just trying to stay focused because it's only first map. We didn't win the match yet. As they can change their mentality. We had a momentum. We were trying to counter them as much as possible. A lot of entries, so they couldn't show up on the Mirage. But everything can change on Nuke.
Now let's talk about your Nuke. You've kind of been avoiding it in some of the vetoes going into it. Last time against Heroic, they wanted you guys to pick into Nuke. Why this time did you feel like this is the one to do it on?
We have some strong maps. For example, Nuke is one of them, and sometimes we feel that we want to play Nuke. It will be more comfortable for us. The opponent will not anticipate it, and sometimes we know that they can anti-strat us, and we don't have something special to surprise them, or it's not practiced good enough to execute. So it's always about matchups.
And really quick, how do you make sure they're exactly as focused as you had them in Mirage on Nuke?
We will try. We'll try to stay as focused as on Mirage.
Let's hope you get it done. Blade, thank you very much.
Full focus going forward for NaVi, not underestimating their opponent in Heroic. And that's something that I really personally like to hear, the fact that Blade isn't getting ahead of himself, cool, calm, collected going forward for NaVi.
Yeah, I mean, that's also kind of your job description, really, right? What's the perfect game plan? Where the perfect game plan is the one we win 16-0. Or, I mean, game plan plus execution, right? But obviously it happens very rarely, and then you look at all the details, and that's your job. You need to be on top of things, right? And the job's not done until the game is over and then the tournament is over and whatnot. You're looking at every single detail, how you can make the team better and how you can be more efficient, really.
And it was definitely very efficient in how tough they made that for Heroic to even be getting any of the rounds they got on the board. I know you've got some examples you want to present.
Yeah, they got only 3. First one was clean. It was, sort of a B pop, 5v3. NaVi just goes to save. But even after that, some of the rounds where they had an advantage early on or they would get the opening kill, NaVi just makes it so difficult, right? I mean, you can see here, second round, Refresh ends up in a 1v2, and they even had an advantage in the mid round, right? It has to be a clutch. You can see he's just like feeling a little bit relieved more than anything else. It's like, okay, here's number 2. And even here in a 3v3, again, Electronic he puts himself in a great position here, gets 2 kills in a round that was looking like pretty good for Heroic. All of a sudden, Shush has to clutch a 1v2 situation, and luckily for them, he did manage to do that. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't change all that much, but every, round almost was such a huge fight for Heroic. They were struggling really hard to just catch a break.
I think we saw the direct consequence of them playing with a stand, and as I alluded to before, often when we see Heroic play against NaVi, it's these close back and forth games where it's always gets into a 3v3, 2v2, where you can argue, okay, Heroic, you win some of those clutches, you may win the game. But without Storm, without that firepower once for all, there's no one to match Electronic, there's no one to match Simple or match Bit for that matter, and you don't have the same synergy as well. Just missing that one key, missing that one player is just going to screw with the whole, I guess, feeling of the squad and the abilities you have in order to be aggressive.
Problem is also Borb can't really just slot into Stam's roles. He's not the same type of a player, and they were on the same Heroic lineup, right? So on Nuke, for example, T-Side Borb was like kind of the second player outside, and Stam was playing door like he always does, right? So now you have to put someone else there, maybe refresh, right, and then move things around. So it's more than just one player. Like with Kenny going to G2, right, it affected Amanek as well, not just slotting a player 1-for-1. So I think that's going to be the issue, and even though you would like to make a case for Heroic or Nuke, it's generally a good map for them, everything, just you have to move so many pieces around that you're going to have small mistakes in timing or spacing or utility usage, right? A team like NaVi, when they're on point, they're going to punish that all day long.
Yeah, I think that is a very good point. I mean, no discredit to Borup coming into things. It's going to be really difficult for him to fill in the shoes of Star, particularly when we're talking about those roles, and particularly when we're coming into a map like Nuke.
Yeah, I think stylistically speaking, when it comes to Nuke, it's probably one of the maps where you need the most synergy, you need the most, clear-cut communication. You need to be able to react fast as well when you get certain information from a teammate in terms of rotating down ramp and going lower when you need to be, etc., etc. So I'm curious to see where Bob is going to be, and I'm curious to see if we can see any flaws in the CT side of Heroic. I think that's part of the reason why NaVi choose Nuke here as well, that they do feel that on a map like Nuke, slotting in a new player like Bob, that's going to be tough for Heroic.
Well, you also have to remember NaVi, the incredible Nuke streak that was, broken by Vitality, but they also knew that, a lot of people expect them to pick Nuke. I'm sure they worked on some new stuff for Nuke. And like what Blade said also, it's great that we're winning on Nuke and we're picking it a lot, but you don't want to feel like you're one-dimensional, that you kind of have to pick it a lot of time. You want to have more flexibility so that there's not so much pressure on you to have to pick this map and win it all the time.
Well, NaVi certainly have come out all guns are blazing, and it comes down to their home ground of Nuke. One more lifeline that potentially separates Heroic from elimination here at the World Finals. We're going to find out exactly how it's going down, and you don't want to miss a second of it.
And so the show goes to Nuke, Launders. The Betway odds obviously is heavily favored in Navi's favor as ever. And understandably.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because Cadian once upon a time tried to convince, he tried to coax Boomich into picking Nuke versus them at the major.
I remember this.
And Boomich banned Nuke and then had a different decider. And obviously that's because Heroic were actually a threat. I mean, Simple said it himself, they've got a very good map pool versus us, but funnily enough, now they get to play it because Navi are comfortable. They've got no pressure of maintaining this crazy Nuke streak and all of the media around it, and also get to go up against Borup, so they can say they beat him on Nuke. Finally, we played you on the map you wanted. Sorry, I just spit all over you.
That's all right, man. I'm just, you know, I'm enjoying the experience. It's like going to SeaWorld, you know?
Yeah.
Front row seats. Heroic versus Navi on Nuke. The streak is no longer, but you know, I don't think that's going to be the end of Navi here. I think that I'm very curious to see actually if maybe they've got some new stuff up their sleeve. We'll see. It's right now that in fact we're going to find out.
Yeah, I personally don't think they're going to pull it out. We're talking about Navi.
Yeah.
I feel like you know, unless they need to, right?
Unless they need to.
Let's save it for the major.
Right.
Cool now because we got 2 a year planned out. Oh,
he thought he.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, Electronic's always somewhere out there. You think he's not in yard? He's in yard somewhere.
Yeah, he's gonna find you. And now Boomich is gonna activate. Was called out. Oh,
Hey.
Oh, Cadian inside of the corner. Turns onto Boomich. Perfecto will get that trade without the ramp player actually finding him. And the lobby push, well, now this could get punished. Shush with the dual Berettas. Going to be surrounded by 3 players. Simple kills Borup. That's the exit route they need. And Tesses has already been seen. But now he also has Perfecto heard just around the corner.
Now, I mean, they might turn around. Yeah, Perfecto.
Did he really?
Yeah, because there is a timing in your head, right? Like, you're like, okay, I just avoided that, but I was really aware of the ramp flank just a second ago, and then he runs, and then... Unfortunate. But a real professional like Perfecto, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to let one slip like that.
Yeah. He's got that sixth sense. Is the sixth sense...
Go ahead.
Is the Sixth Sense...
The movie.
Clutch?
Oh, I guess.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
should be.
In Counter-Strike terms, yeah, I guess it would be clutch. Yeah, maybe it's clutch. Oof. I wonder if there's a better one, but I think that sounds good. That sounds pretty good.
That movie still haunts me to this day, man. That was one of those few scary movies as a kid that just messed me up.
The cultural impact of M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah. Oh, oof. I see dead people. Damn, kid. Got problems.
You ever seen Unbreakable?
Is that the trilogy that ends up being like Split and Glass?
With
James McAvoy?
Well, yeah, but I only watched the first one, so I didn't even know until recently about the trilogy. Come on.
Luckily, you got a flight home. PewDiePie. Easy kills in the second round, okay? We talked right through them. That's fine. 2-0.
They stacked up behind the big garage, and then they got mowed down.
They all died.
Like blades of grass under a John Deere.
Ooh, damn, man. You know your lawn care companies.
Yeah, because I sell propane and propane accessories.
Uh-oh, bad molly. Electronic doesn't decide to rush right through it, but obviously not exactly the situation Heroic wanted. Cadian behind Little Blue. Electronic behind Big Red. Ooh, a dink and a kill by Borup. Nicely done. That could actually draw attention away from Cadian and maybe set him up for a play.
Thinking, you reckon Heroic will win this round?
Yes.
Oh, I baited him into the Zika. He jinxed it. Silly caster.
Just watch. Look at this, Cadian's position match, all the info, clear comms, telling Borup exactly what's up. Borup's gonna peek in, get his frag. Or Cadian nabs it away. So, element of surprise there from Cadian. Total yard control, but an answer, all right? There is a move here from Navi that could still puncture through. It's the double Mach 10 push down the ramp. Shush catching Perfecto, and Tesses able to evacuate, but not able to get the kill.
Dude.
And just like I said, Navi gonna win this round.
They got control room control. He doesn't get a better gun, so he's So here at the MAC-10, I mean, let's have some measured expectations for this, all right? It's really unlikely. Oh, my God.
Headshot versus
Scrawny, what
Shush.
have you done?
I don't know.
What have you done?
The world is my oyster. And I hate clamps. Refresh clamps down to bit, and Simple now is going to have to clutch this from behind the double door. 2 kills needed. Swings it before they tap that bomb. Underhands the flash. Oh, the peek. It's a 10-second sticker. Oh, the one tap off of it. Oh,
Scrawny!
I did it!
Do you have any regrets? You wanted a great game, didn't you?
I did.
3v5, they didn't even have guns. 2 MAC-10 and
3v5 double MAC-10 ramp push.
Yeah. It couldn't have been a better start for Heroic, really.
One tap blasted. Look at this.
Yeah, that was so well played by Simple. I mean, that was just so, it's just so well played. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He's waiting it out, perfectly placed flash, sets up the pressure, and just delivers the shot. The execution is there, you know. Everyone's got ideas, but Simple's got execution as well.
Hot damn. So, NaVi going to keep this T-side going. 3-0 start. Solo AK in the hands of Refresh. A silver lining from the previous round. And the fallback, oh man, Simple was about to catch that, but just looks away. It's going to be Electronics frag instead. What are you thinking about this Borup positioning, right? Big question as to where he's going to have to play. So far, he's been supporting Katie and outside.
Yeah.
It's a big role.
Oh, it's a huge, yeah. I mean, the yard is just, it's so massive. There's so many ways that you can play it as well. And Electronic, he's a master of outside. Now, in the game that Vitality were able to beat NaVi on and end their nuke streak, or in Shox's terms,